going to call the April 15th meeting to order. Roll call.
Mr. Carr?
Here.
Mr. Miller? Here. Mr. Smith? Here. Mr. Vaculet? Mrs. Keeper?
Here. This time we'll do the pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Do any of the board members desire to add, delete, or separate any items of the consent agenda as proposed? No. This time I just need a motion to approve the meeting agenda as presented for the regular board meeting on April 15th, 2024.
So moved. Support.
Roll call.
Mr. Carr?
Yes.
Mr. Miller? Yes. Mr. Smith? Yes. Mrs. Keeper?
Yes, motion carries. This time I need a motion to approve the minutes of the regular board meeting held on March 18th, 2024.
So moved. Support.
Roll call.
Mr. Carr?
Yes.
Mr. Miller? Yes. Mr. Smith? Yes. Mrs. Keeper?
Yes, motion carries. At this time, is there any board members with correspondence? Ms. Carroll? Mr. Samoa?
Yes, I received notification from Natalie Mendez, Janice Smith, and Elizabeth Batt that they are resigning their current positions.
Thank you. Will you continue recognizing our guests and visitors?
You guys with us today, thank you for being here. If you could please just quickly introduce yourself, starting again.
Jenny Conrad.
Tony Vogel. Brady Rupert.
Dr. Willis Swinford. Sherry Brown.
Tom Bull. Easton McNutt. Sylvia Salazar. Tom Duke.
Megan Butler, Lydia Buckler.
Dylan Hendricks. Lucas Burkholder.
Thank you, everyone. Seeing that no one has registered to address the board, we're going to move on to Mr. Carroll's financial report.
Thank you. We do have a handful of reports from March of 24 in front of you. You have your cash reconciliation that shows that we are balanced with all of the banks. We have a financial summary by fund. This is how we are currently appropriated with the county auditor. Have a cash summary. This is showing all of our funds, our encumbrances, and fund balance for each fund. Your disbursement summary. This is the checks that we issued during the month of March. The first graph that you see is our revenue and expenses compared to last year to date and aligned with the forecast. Currently, we are 75% of the way through this fiscal year, and everything is looking great here. We will have a revised forecast coming up here in May that we will be approving, and you will see those figures updated then. I break down payroll and benefits. Again, we're 75% of the way through the year. We're 78% through our benefits budget and 74% through our payroll budget. A couple other items on the financial consent agenda. We have a couple increases and transfers. This is just to align with the budget as we're wrapping up, getting really close to the end of the fiscal year, a couple tweaks there. We did receive one more grant that will need to be spent at the end of May, I believe. And we have a couple items that Holy Trinity needs permission to dispose of. And that's all I have.
Any questions for Mr. Carroll right now? No. All right. Then we will move right into the financial section of the consent agenda. It is recommended by Mr. Carroll, treasurer, to approve the following financial items that we just reviewed with him there. To accept the following donation of $100 anonymous donation to the Student Assistance Fund. To approve the following appropriations, modifications, and amend resources accordingly, there that he described to us. Also to approve the following grant, modify appropriations, and amend resources accordingly for the Title III grant for $469.61. Also to approve the items, books, and overhead projectors for the disposal from Holy Trinity for their letter dated March 18th, 2024. This time I just need a motion to approve the financial reports and other financial items. Questions or discussion? Roll call.
Mr. Carr?
Yes.
Mr. Miller? Yes. Mr. Smith? Yes. Mrs. Keeper?
Yes, motion carried. We'll move on to the personnel section. At this time, each offer the following teacher a one-year limited teaching contract effective with the start of the 2024-2025 school year. Eleanor Shutter, a gifted teacher. To accept the resignations of Janice Smith from custodian effective March 22nd, Natalie Mendez, world language teacher effective August 31st, and Elizabeth Batt, Evergreen Elementary teacher, effective May 31st. We also need to offer the following non-teaching continuing contract effective March 22nd, 2024 to Janice Smith for the elementary cook and then the high school middle school dishwasher. We need to non-renew all supplemental and pupil service contracts, including coaches, club moderators, et cetera, for the 23-24 school year, effective at the conclusion of this current school year. To approve the professional leave for Jonathan Torrance, Evergreen Elementary music teacher, from April 25th until May 14th to travel, perform, and teach with the U.S. Embassy Goodwill Tours delegation in Indonesia. Also to approve Joe Blyson as a summer custodial worker as needed from May 1st until September 30th of 2024. Compensation is set at $13 per hour at a maximum of 40 hours per week. Superintendent or designee will coordinate hours and make all work assignments. Also to add the following individuals to the approved list of district substitutes: Jamie Godey. To approve the payment of designated stipend amounts as determined by the Ohio Department of Education and Workforce to district staff upon providing proof of completion of the ODE approved Science of Reading Professional Development module. Payment funds will be reimbursed to the district by the Ohio Department of Education and Workforce. Also to offer a 2-year administrative contract effective August 1st, 2024 to Sherry Brown, elementary principal, Lucas Burkholder, middle school principal. To offer a 5-year administrative contract effective August 1st, 2024 to Eric Smola, superintendent. At this time, we just need to approve the above listed personnel positions.
So moved. Support.
Questions or discussion? All right, roll call.
Mr. Carr?
Yes.
Mr. Miller?
Yes.
Mr. Smith?
Yes.
Mrs. Kiefer?
Yes, motion carries. This time we'll move on to other business. We need to approve the granting of high school graduation diplomas to members of the class of 2024 on May 19th, 2024, pending their successful completion of all graduation requirements as determined by the high school principal.
So moved. Support.
Any discussion? Roll call?
Mr. Carr?
Yes.
Mr. Miller?
Yes.
Mr. Smith?
Yes.
Mrs. Kiefer?
Yes. How many do we have graduating?
We're at 94 right now.
94. All right. We need a motion to approve a 3-year preventive maintenance agreement with Dunbar Mechanical for a cost of $124,047. The agreement covers inspection, equipment monitoring, planned maintenance, and emergency and trouble call coverage.
Support.
Questions or discussion?
Is this something we've done regularly or is this something new?
It's ongoing.
Okay. It's something we've done annually.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
So I did call both Eric and Brian on this, ask how recent or how often do we get bids, RFPs, quotes, or anything like that on these agreements? So we talked through that. I was, Service 2.0 kind of reached out to me asking when that would come up, and ironically it was today. But, we have reached out for other projects with Service 2.0 at this point, so I'm comfortable now to kind of move on with it. But any other questions? All right, roll call.
Mr. Carr?
Yes.
Mr. Miller? Yes. Mr. Smith?
Yes.
Mrs. Kiefer?
Yes, motion carries. Need a motion to approve a service agreement between Healthcare Process Consulting, HPC, and Evergreen Local School District for the purpose of HPC assisting and maintaining the district's Ohio Medicaid School Program, OMSP, in order to procure federal medical reimbursement for Medicaid eligible services provided by the district. The term of this agreement shall be for 3 years, commencing on July 1st, 2024, and ending on June 30th, 2027, at the annual fee of $4,000. Renewal and or amendments of this agreement can be made upon mutual agreement of both parties prior to its expiration.
So moved. Support.
Questions or discussion? Roll call?
Mr. Carr?
Yes.
Mr. Miller?
Yes.
Mr. Smith?
Yes.
Mrs. Kiefer?
Yes, motion carries. At this time, we need to approve continued participation of the OHI Optimal Health Initiative Charter Workers Compensation Group Rating Program for the 2025 calendar year.
So moved. Support.
Questions or discussion?
What the heck is this?
This is for our group rating for workers' comp.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Good. It didn't just pop out to me that that's what it was.
No problem.
Roll call?
Mr. Carr?
Yes.
Mr. Miller? Yes. Mr. Smith?
Yes.
Mrs. Keeper?
Yes, motion carried. This time we need to authorize the treasurer, Brian Carroll, to advertise for bids and set the day and time for bid opening as this relates to the resurfacing and expansion of district parking lot.
So moved. Support.
Questions or discussion? Do we have a final idea of what that's gonna look like or at the elementary?
Looking at the service drive in front of the playground, connecting over to the bus lot is another method of egress.
Okay. All right, roll call?
Mr. Carr?
Yes.
Mr. Miller? Yes. Mr. Smith?
Yes.
Mrs. Keeper?
Yes, motion carries. This time we need to approve a 2-year agreement with Brandon Wood Educational Consulting to support and oversee the implementation of universal mental health and or social emotional behavioral screening at the cost of $48,000, possibly paid using the Stronger Connection grant.
So moved. Support.
Any questions or discussion? Roll call?
Mr. Carr?
Yes.
Mr. Miller? Yes. Mr. Smith?
Yes.
Mrs. Keeper?
Yes, motion carries. This time we need a motion to authorize the purchase of a new K-12 social studies curriculum program with TCI Savas Studies Weekly and the McGraw-Hill. The new programs align better with Ohio's learning standards and includes textbooks, workbooks, web-based software for 5 years, teacher materials, and initial and ongoing professional development for implementation at an approximate cost of $138,000.
So moved. Support.
Questions or discussion?
How often do we re-up for social studies every?
5 years.
5 years.
rotation is what we're on for the 4 classes.
Roll call?
Mr. Carr?
Yes.
Mr. Miller? Yes. Mr. Smith?
Yes.
Mrs. Keeper?
Yes, motion carried. This time we need a motion to approve the proposed policy revisions to current Evergreen local school board policy. The following policy revisions are recommended for approval, and there's a short list there you can see.
So moved. Support.
Questions or discussion? Roll call?
Mr. Carr?
Yes.
Mr. Miller? Yes. Mr. Smith?
Yes.
Mrs. Keeper?
Yes, motion carried. This time we need to approve the following overnight trip for the Evergreen track team to participate in the OHFAA State Track and Field Tournament at Welcome Stadium in Dayton, Ohio. Athletes would stay at the Drury Hotel in Dayton on May 30th and 31st. Should any team members qualify for the state tournament, Coach Alex Lutheran will be the trip supervisor.
So moved.
Questions or discussion? No? Roll call?
Mr. Carr?
Yes.
Mr. Miller?
Yes.
Mr. Smith?
Yes.
Mrs. Keeper?
Yes, motion carries. At this time, Mr. Small, would you like to take over discussion and information?
Yeah, I just wanted to touch on as we look ahead to summer, our big projects include the resurfacing of the high school parking lot. And then adding an additional exit at the elementary, again, to facilitate smoother exit for parent pickup. We will be upgrading approximately 30 HVAC units in the high school classrooms. Those projects will be bid out and be completed before the start of the school year. Along with annual cleaning and floor waxing, we'll be moving the necessary furniture and resources for the 5th grade from the elementary over to the middle school. So big things will be the parking lot and then those HVAC units. And then the additional one that we're not accustomed to is the 5th grade moving over. Questions on facility items?
All right, Mrs. Brown?
Good evening, everyone. Wanted to let you know state testing is underway at the elementary. We've been moving along. We did have a little bump in the road when the portal was not up and running. But Ms. Sharon and our teachers did a pretty amazing job of working through that and getting it rescheduled right away. So all of our 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade are all tested through ELA as of right now. So we'll continue on with that through the rest of the month of April. Kindergarten screening is complete. It's a long process, fun process, but trying to move all of those kids into groups and get them where they need to be. There are approximately 100 children for the 2024-25 school year. So we're excited to see that many students coming our way. Yesterday we had approximately 325 people at our mother-daughter event. It was super fun. lots of things for the girls to do, and, we got lots of compliments. It was a great time, so hoping we can do it again next year if all of our teachers are willing to step up and help out again, because it was a lot of work, but lots of fun. I've been meeting with Mrs. Yutzi along with our specialist teachers to start getting a new schedule, revamped for next school year. We think we have that kind of carved out. Along with our class list, we're going to kind of wrap those up this week so that we're ready, and know where our students will be moving, for next year. Once we have that in place, we have staffing underway with Mr. Smola this week. We will go ahead then and start doing some, reassigning of some rooms. We're gonna try to do as minimal as we can. But we want to make sure that we have that all in place so that our staff has plenty of time. If they are a staff member that's moving, we want to make sure they have plenty of time to move.
Mrs. Brown, are you gonna do like a meet the teacher before the end of the year, or will it depend on staffing, or?
It's going to depend on staffing and what happens, with our numbers. Because, with our large number in kindergarten, we're not sure yet what's going to happen, but I will be meeting with Mr. Smola this Friday, to work through all of that.
Okay.
Tomorrow I have a meeting with Mr. Randy, I hope I pronounced this correctly, Dragsecker, with LifeWise. So we're gonna start getting the ball rolling. He did reach out to me after receiving a letter of support from Mr. Smola. So, we're gonna get things started with that and kind of come up with a plan. So I'm excited for that and all the things on here because it's a lot. But it's fun to work through, but a good process when you have a good team to work with. So do you have any questions for me? Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Brown.
You bet.
Mr. Burkholder.
Good evening, everybody. My April's People's Champ for the month, is Melanie Yoder. She's been working in our district for 23 years, and it kind of shocked me after doing this for about a year and a half as the administrator that I had not nominated her yet. If you guys know her at all, she's an excellent teacher, but more importantly, she's an awesome building person. Culture is a big deal to me, and she represents what I want in a teacher, so. And that's something you can say about a teacher who's taught for a while, it's important. Last time we had a board meeting, it was later on that week, we had our rewards. And so I kind of want to highlight those kids that did well. We do our all A's breakfast. We had 45 students achieve that this quarter, which is the high for the year. The Country Charm get us breakfast that day, so we appreciate that. We also had a high of 150 students make the honor roll, which is a very good number. And it's not listed on here. We also do a no zaps, no discipline for the quarter. The reward that the kids can get, and we had over 200 kids get that. So all three of those numbers were high for the quarter. Also that day, we reward our real character awards that we always do for each quarter. And we gave out 47 awards, which happened to be a high. And a special thank you to Sky Zone in Holland. They've donated 2 years in a row to this real character awards. And this year they donated twice as many passes for twice as long. So they've seen what we've been doing, and I think it's important that we emphasize that with our kids. So every single kid got a jump pass. I want to recognize some of our young athletes, specifically some of our wrestlers. We had a number of wrestlers make it to the OAC state tournaments. Colin Young, Landon Kiefer, Camden Pasco, Hayes Tadika, and Bradley Ballman all qualified, which that in itself is a heck of an accomplishment. At the OAC grade level states, Colin Young placed second. And then at the OAC junior high level, Bradley Ballman actually took first place in the 90-pound weight class and did not even have a point scored on him in the state tournament. That's a really good accomplishment. May 26th, I kind of previewed this last time. We did take 65 eighth graders to the 18th annual diversity program where they got to hear a Holocaust survivor speak. From all indications from that day, the kids were really impacted by it. It was a unique experience, obviously, but definitely worthwhile. So I want to thank Mr. Nichols and the eighth grade staff who put that together. And a special thank you to Adam Pollard, that's our food services director. He came through for us with some lunches when we kind of had a little bit of an oversight. So thank you to him. We are also doing state testing. We did our ELA state testing on the 3rd and 4th. Luckily, no snafus for us. But we have science state testing this week on Wednesday and Thursday, and then we'll finish up next week with math. Last thing I want to highlight on here is on March 21st, we had our Amazing Shake Gauntlet competition. In all honesty, I was blown away how the whole thing turned out. I mean, I had kind of expectation I wanted to see us do in year one with it. The committee of people that worked with me to do this, the support that I had from the community members, it was a great event. All people who had spoke to me about it, heard about it, everything I've been hearing has been good. No negativity from it. I had 32 surveys returned to me from people who volunteered at the event. Some with good critiques for it, but all positive reviews overall. Because of that competition, we were able to select out of our 84 students that participated, 11 finalists that are gonna go this Friday to Worthington Steel and compete in the final round to be champion. Our finalists are Lucia Abeck, Bradley Bauman, Emma Dye, Daniel Hernandez, Aiden Udick, Harley Height, Matthew Jenkins, Zach Leininger, Kane Montgomery, Maya Vance, and Kellen Wiley. So those kids, they all did really well. Actually, all the kids did really well. But you can see on the second page of my document, these are all the volunteers that came in. I'm not gonna take the time to read them all, but, it was much appreciated that they came in and did what they did. And like I said, they were, definitely big supporters of what we were doing. And if anything, I had a lot of them right away indicate that we want to come back and help you again next year. So that was probably the best piece of news we got. Any questions?
Thank you, Mr. Burkholder. Mr. Rupert.
Good evening. As the other principal said, it's a busy time of year. State testing is underway. Just a reminder, April 24th, 25th, and 30th, we're on an internal 2-hour delay if your kids do not have to test. Doing scheduling for next year, planning ahead, graduation plans, so kids are still focused, getting ready for state tests. It's busy, lots of field trips, things going on. As a reminder, the prom is Saturday, May 4th at Stables and White House. After prom's here in the high school, 11:30 till 3. It's gonna be a nice late night. Also want to highlight the quiz team. They got second place in their league this year. And then they got third in the tournament, and then they actually made it to the final four for the BGSU Brain Games on TV. They were unable to participate in the match that qualified them for the national tournament, so that's why they didn't make it the nationals this year. Also want to congratulate Ms. Howe in the FFA chapter. They earned a silver rating from the Ohio FFA organization, puts them in the top 15%. I think about every month, talk about the many great things they're doing, so Ms. Howe and all the students are getting recognition from the state level, so congratulations to them. But any questions?
No, thank you, Mr. Rupert.
Thank you.
Mr. Henrik.
Good evening, sorry for the informal attire tonight, trying to be quick. Just to kind of recap the winter season, we had a total of 15 athletes achieve, either scholar athlete, all league, or all district. I won't read through them all, but just wanted to acknowledge that. I would also like to acknowledge Eli Kiefer for achieving special mention all-state, for the boys basketball team, as well as achieving academic all-Ohio, which is quite the accomplishment. Would also like to, acknowledge Jack Stubleski and Grant Richardson as they were both state qualifiers, with Grant finishing 7th at the state tournament. And then along with those two, we also had Brody Setmeyer and Brody Studenka, who were district qualifiers. So I would say all in all, it was a pretty good winter season. A little update on the softball and baseball fields. I kind of touched on this briefly before, but the plan is to have DuraEdge bring in material, both the baseball and the softball fields. As we lost a lot of material over time. I did speak with them today, that being DuraEdge, and they're going to try to provide me a better answer later this at the end of the week. Just kind of with less than appealing weather conditions so far this spring, it's really put kind of a damper on their crews trying to finish up jobs down south and then come up here and try to take care of us up here. So as soon as I kind of get a better idea, I'll make sure to relay that message. And the long-term plan here would be to get on their field assurance plan where they would come out each year to evaluate our field. And then on the third year, they would recertify our fields just to kind of get a better plan in place from a maintenance perspective as well as a financial perspective. And then kind of the last update from a field perspective, this Friday, True Green will be out to spray the athletic fields, kind of weed and feed our facilities, just to kind of keep them in tip-top shape. So on May 7th, that's a Tuesday, and then Friday, May 10th, we will be hosting the NWL track championships. Since Tuesday starts at 2 o'clock, we're gonna have to have a plan in place. I met with Mr. Samula, Mrs. Spradlin, and Mr. Miller today, just to kind of account for parking, teams and spectators coming in, and obviously our dismissal. So that being a large event, we'll be organized and make sure, have a plan in place that goes as smooth as possible. Currently, we are looking for a boys basketball and cheerleading coach, next school year, in the middle of that process, and my plan is to have those two positions filled and ready for your approval at the May meeting. And then just kind of a last state update from the OHSAA. I'm sure you guys have kind of heard, but just kind of want to remind you, rolling into next year with the divisional expansion of all competitive balance sports. This would include boys and girls soccer, volleyball, boys and girls basketball, baseball, and softball. So now from a soccer perspective, there will be 5 divisions, and then all those other sports I listed will be 7 divisions. So those division assignments haven't been released yet, so as soon as I get those, I'll be talking to coaches and all that stuff. But I kind of foresee us in Division 5 for soccer, and then between 5 and 6, depending on our EMIS and competitive balance numbers, talking about those other sports. So again, as soon as I get that information, I'll start to have those conversations, so.
Is there any update on the cross-country trail?
We have not received anything to my knowledge.
Okay,
All right, thank you.
thank you, Mr. Henry. Mr. Smola?
A couple things to add. We held our latest series of community conversations over the past 2 weeks. Meetings are a great opportunity for us to hear from community members and answer any questions they may have. We appreciate those who take the time to meet with us, and we find these conversations very valuable. Our next round of meetings will be in the fall after school begins. Open positions, we currently have 2 open teaching positions for the next school year. Kindergarten in the elementary, and then a high school intervention specialist. We have the positions posted, and the plan is to have them filled by the end of this school year. The district nurse posting has been closed. We've received 19 applications of qualified candidates. We are currently screening the applications and plan to start interviews next week. So we've got a lot of really qualified people who are interested in that position, so. And then finally, as Mr. Hendrickson said, the boys basketball coach, we are working on getting those candidates lined up for interviews. Any questions?
All right, are there any board member questions or concerns?
Did I ask last month about food service, about where we're at financially?
Yes, so, we are, we just met with Variety, they came down to meet with us. We are under currently, and they know that, but part of the contract is a break even on year 1.
Yep.
So we are meeting again probably next week, to get another update and to look forward to next year.
Thank you.
Any other questions? All right, this time I need a motion to adjourn the April 15th, 2024 regular meeting of the Evergreen Local Board of Education.
Board.
Roll call?
Mr. Carr?
Yes.
Mr. Miller?
Yes.
Mr. Smith? Yes. Mrs. Keeper?
Yes, motion carries. At this time, anybody who had paper